Five. Hello, everybody. Welcome into True Bants episode 12. We got a lot to go over, and I'm currently only joined by Trucker. I don't know if Flame is coming or if he's asleep, but all I know is he's going to be mad if he misses it because he's got a bunch he wants to talk about. But that's on you when you don't show up. It's the way she
Hmm.
goes. I mean, he works.
So wait, this
What?
this is the episode where we can talk about the end of episode 41.
Yeah, but I mean, I should probably go over the thing that I talked about yesterday, which made no sense for me to talk about because nobody's going to see that before they see this. But Flame is finally getting some time off on Sunday, so he's gonna go see his grandma. It's been a minute, so he's obviously not running True True Realms. So I am going to be running a one shot that my players basically know nothing about. I purposely have kept them in the dark so that they can be extra shocked and upset when I hit them with the cold water on Sunday. So this Saturday, you're not getting an episode of True Realms because of the one shot, but that will be uploaded next Monday. We're currently recording this True Bants on a Monday, so you'll have it in a week. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I've worked pretty hard on it. I think people will be excited. I won't have
It's
some of the things
it's pretty good.
I won't have any of the things that were bogging me down last time, so it'll be more relaxed. I don't know if you can talk about episode 41 right now because we might want to give Flame like 15-ish minutes just so that he doesn't have a stroke, that he didn't get to talk about it.
All right,
Well, we have,
I can be patient.
yeah, I mean, we've only been waiting this long. How it's what's a little longer.
It's the suspense. The suspense is killing me.
My the only suspense I have on it right now is Flame's reaction to it, but I mean, if he's not here, I'm just gonna have to wait.
Well, you can get my reaction, which is
Yeah, I mean, by this point, y'all know that Tremaine's back. So, to all the big Tremaine heads out there, it's been a great day.
the all none of you.
Yeah, the Tremaine mania is running wild all over True Realms right now.
You weren't there when we referenced it in session, but we were kind of wondering what was the fallout from you demanding an apology from one person in particular.
I kind of had to drop my apology crusade because for two reasons. One, episode 42 happened, and in typical Flame fashion, he managed to make me and Alice look even less likable than we already looked before, which I don't know why he keeps doing that. It's very frustrating that he keeps making the two of us as unlikable as humanly possible. I mean, I'm not helping things, but he goes above and beyond to make Alice as unlikable as humanly possible, and it's absurd. I'm gonna ask him about that if he jumps in here because I don't get it. And of course,
I can under I
oh
can understand one part of it,
yeah, one
but
part of it makes sense. I mean, hormones from one child is ridiculous. Hormones from three has to be hell on earth. That's like all I could understand. Well,
I wasn't
and
even talking about that one part.
well, hell, I mean, I guess
So I
for
mean, hell, technically, then two parts make sense.
yeah, I guess for heritage too. I mean, that's a little rough.
I'm not even talking about Alice.
What are you talking about?
I can't talk about it though.
Oh, you can't.
No, because it hasn't happened, and I'll type it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. It's like, what, did I miss something when I got up?
No, 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 no. I can't say it because
The
they haven't
episode hasn't
experienced it
aired.
yet. So
I'm also going to be, I mean, I'm for obvious. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, well, that had nothing to do with it. That was just shit. That was my fault. But I mean, I'm also not going to jump on any kind of weird begging for an apologies tour because Thunder's going through a rough time. So unfortunately, our dear friend Appa the Great Pyrenees is no longer with us.
1 second. I got some grease on my arm.
Oh, that's what you mean by 1 second.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Nice oven. Trying to slide the tandems on this trailer. I got some grease on my arm and I'm trying to scrub it off. And this dude is like, "Well, here, use these." And it's the guy that I've been forcing to sit here for so long.
What a guy. He's
He's a
now
nice fella.
he's now on he's now on True Bants.
Oh, you heard him?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well,
I won't say his name then.
that's the that's the hazard of OBS
Being
every
in
once in a
public
while.
and recording.
Yeah, you can't record in public. But yeah,
Oopsie.
unfortunately, like I said a second ago, I'm not going to give Thunder any grief. Our our dear furry friend Appa's no longer with us, so
Oh, no.
yeah, that was he lived a good long life, and it's very sad because I've known him since he was just a little guy.
I don't know if I should say, but man, there seems to be a lot of rather unfortunate passings happening as of late.
It's the environment, or whatever we're eating. It has to be.
Well, I'm not gonna disclose too many things because personal and what have you. But Coda just had a passing in his family,
Oh, jeez.
and he had to. He was in Dallas for a convention, and I think it was like one more day he was supposed to be there, but he's driving back now because he has to. And it's just like, man, all these unfortunate passings. Like, what the hell is going on?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't want the viewers to think I'm callous or anything, but much like any other situation like this, I'm talking normally because I don't process anything. And I probably, by the time this has uploaded, I wouldn't have properly processed this anyways. That's just kind of how I deal with things. I just try to shove it back until I can't.
No, you want things that are hard to process. I'll give you something to process.
Oh, I can't wait.
You can't talk about this on air though.
Oh, well, then what the hell am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with that segue?
Well, I mean, you can mention it, but you need to be really careful how you mention it.
Well, then we should probably.
You'll see why.
I mean, maybe we should just like move on then.
Nah, we gotta talk
We have to talk
about
about
it.
it.
I
No,
sent it
you
to you
can't.
in a DM.
There is no way. There's no way. I'm ignoring that you even sent me that.
I told you.
Like, that's
Let's
why.
just say unfortunate. Let's just say unfortunate news. Global. Let's just say that. Okay, so if we can't talk about that, which I said we can't, you want to talk about how abysmally bad the opening ceremony for the Olympics was?
I I have never I've seen. I mean, we've grown up through the early 2000s, which was, and both of us collectively, the 90s and early 2000s, which, and then we've all consumed media from the 70s and 80s. So we have seen things that were designed to offend. And I mean, both of us have sat down together
Ooh,
to watch. The both of us have sat down together to watch Gilbert Godfrey's rendition of the joke "The Aristocrats," and still, this
we
opening
were
ceremony has to
we were
possibly be.
we were less offended by Gilbert Gottfried's The Aristocrats than we were the Paris opening ceremony.
That has to win. If you could win a gold medal and trying to piss off and offend as many people on the planet as humanly possible, the 2024 Olympic ceremony would win platinum. That that is the most absurd and awful thing I've ever seen. And let's just ignore all the blatant things that they did that were just downright disrespectful to almost every major group on the planet. If that doesn't offend you, seeing a guy's nuts live on TV probably isn't something you were hoping to see when you tuned into the Olympics. They're trying to cite it.
or
What?
you know, a bearded woman dancing in the rain in a manner that you only really see in a certain type of club,
Well,
and that's being broadcast live on international television.
they're trying to say that the infamous 2024 nut slip was due to ripped tights. It looks deliberate. I'm sorry, we've all had wardrobe malfunctions in our day-to-day lives, and I've
Look, we grew
I've had some pretty good ones, and I've never come close to exposing my nuts to the planet.
we grew up at a time where like we had the most infamous wardrobe malfunction ever. You know, Janet Jackson
You know,
at the Super Bowl, but people are more put out by this particular event than were put out by the Janet Jackson incident.
I
It's
still don't
like,
understand why people got so worked up about that one. Yes, millions of people and their kids were watching, but it's not like Janet Jackson's like, "Hey, y'all want to see something?" and ripped off her shirt. This
well,
guy,
see, here's the thing though, because a lot of people, even back then, were of the opinion that it wasn't accidental; it was on purpose because it almost ripped in a deliberate fashion, you know.
yeah,
And the fact that it happened at a very specific point in the song where Timberlake, says something very akin to "I will have you naked" by the end of this song, and then it just happens. It
okay,
just seemed entirely too coincidental.
I see. Okay, I'm starting to understand why people got a little heated on that one then. And by the way, we don't care about the Olympics, and we didn't really watch this opening ceremonies. And I know it was supposed to be.
Oh, I watched it.
Oh, did you? I know that. I'm only speaking because I read this. I know they're supposed to be trying to be inclusive of the LGBTQ whatever, but we're not misgendering people on purpose. We don't know what these people are doing, you know. So
Nah,
if people are coming to throw hands over that, we didn't know. That's your disclaimer.
well, my thing was this, right? They were going for, because what a lot of people were upset about over here specifically was the similarity between one particular part of the ceremony to the very famous Christian artwork, The Last Supper,
Yeah.
right? But then they, stopped talking about it. But there was like a big, like dinner platter dome kind of a thing that got lifted up, and there was a Dionysus slash Bacchus character underneath that. So they were trying to depict like an actual feast day for Dionysus slash Bacchus,
Right.
but there are better ways to do that than to have a dude in a skin tight blue skin suit, tantamount to like the Blue Man Group, with practically no clothes on except for, some laurels and stuff in strategically placed places. And I'm like, hey, there are children that are watching this, right?
Yeah.
And then what you were talking about, the infamous, nut slip. It's like, guys, come on.
That was,
That was a bit. Mm.
I don't know, that missed every bit of every mark you could have ever been aiming for. That was
And
absurd.
like they came out and said they were trying to honor the Grecian roots of the Olympics, and I'm like, okay, there are ways in which you can do it without doing it that way.
Yeah, there's like how many events in Greek history that you can just pull out of a hat? I mean, I know that we're nerds, but I mean, the average person, I'd like to believe, could get blind drunk and still tell you something about Greek history. It's a topic everybody kind of looks into when they're like starting at 5 years old, and to
It
blatantly,
starts it starts the slip and slide of the history.
right,
You know, you learn either Greek or Roman, and then you just move on from there.
yeah, and if you're trying to depict Greek events or even Greek mythology, which is supposed to represent the history of the Olympics, and why are you getting it so close to Christianity that you're trying to piss everybody off? There are pagans and atheists that are pissed off about that. That's how bad they missed the mark. Like, how bad do you have to get to make people that were already mad at Christians go, hey, that's not cool, man? You can't be doing that.
It's like I'm a pagan, and I was like, guys, come on.
It was just,
I I make the occasional joke and funny haha every once in a while, but this is a bit much.
like I always said, there's jokes and there's blatant blasphemy. Like everybody that follows any religion, as long as they're your average person, is going to be able to take a jab. I mean, you have to take a jab about everything once in a while, but I mean, once you start to border blasphemy, that's when people are going to have a problem. And this was this was even if you want to put on blinders and say this had nothing to do with Christianity because they wanted to do stuff for Greek history. That's blasphemous to history still. Like
Well,
you're
I
committing
mean,
some crimes no matter what you're doing, man. That's bad.
to, to me, the most egregious one though was the androgynous rider upon a white horse.
Yeah, I
Now,
you told me about that, but I
if
didn't want to see it because
if
everything
you're
you told me made me pretty annoyed.
if you're going to depict, and this is what they claim it was, if you're going to depict a pagan river goddess named Stequana, which is like the goddess spirit of the Seine River, actually depict it as a goddess then, and not some, genderless figure in armor with a face obscuring mask riding a white horse. Because you're begging people to start equivocating that to the book of Revelations.
You know what's crazy about that is people that have been putting on plays since the 1400s, so the beginning of plays, I know this is a fact because I had to look it up. Like the around 10,000 to 1400, is when plays started becoming mainstream. All of those people were borderline homeless, and they gender swapped roles all of the time. But from the beginning of history, they were still able to depict this is supposed to be the goddess blah 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 blah. This is the god of this. This is some guy who is running a bakery, and there was never any questions or somebody going, "Hey, you're getting a little too close to this." How we have all this technology and these people had how many billions of dollars to put this on and still manage to swing and a miss and piss everybody off is insane to me.
Let's see. Because I'm not moving right now.
This is one of those things where I would be pulling up pictures, but I'm not doing that for this because we'd get nuked out of orbit.
I'm gonna send it to you, but don't show it.
Oh, you're gonna. Yeah, I see what you mean. We should probably move on. We spent 10 minutes on. We're either going to be looked at
Well,
as based, autistic, or
there
angry.
there was one part that was actually rather nice because it was completely like mechanical.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of like an actual mechanical showpiece. That was actually pretty good because you could see that it was, a female character on like a mechanical horse. And that was actually fairly nice. But it was when they got to the individual that rode in on an actual horse where they kind of lost a lot of people.
Well, and we need to be clear here. We have no problems with gay people, trans people, any of that. Whatever makes you happy, you know, we're cool. But there's a difference between representing a group that deserves as much representation as everybody else and then using your platform to try to represent those people to make everybody, including a lot of those that group, angry.
Yeah.
That's mostly what we're talking about. We don't care. They could have made that thing an entire ceremony only saying hooray for the LGBTQ. We couldn't do this in June. We've been like, all right, man, you know, good, all good. But then they started getting really, really weird and getting pretty much as blasphemous as you can get towards pretty much everything you could be blasphemous towards. And that's what we have an issue with. I want to clear that up so we don't get like told we're homophobes. We're definitely not. We're far from it. We got friends. We're very nice to everybody. It's just this
You do
ceremony
you.
missed the mark hardcore.
I'm very much, an egalitarian. You do you,
Yep.
right?
What you do in the
Just
bedroom is not
do
my
not
business.
do not try to force me to do the same things. I'm all about that personal liberty and independence.
Yeah, what you do in your bedroom, we're happy for you.
Is your business and your business alone.
Yep. We're happy for you. We support your right as long as everybody is consenting adults. We're happy. Good for you.
However, when you try to make it everybody else's problem,
I don't know that.
that's when things get that's when things get irritating.
I don't think you can say that, man.
Well, no, I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just, when you make your entire public persona and how you address yourself to everybody one thing, you know,
Oh yeah, I
we don't
mean, yeah, that's not
we
even about
don't go
anybody
around.
specific. That's like anime fans being all about being anime, and that's their whole
Oh my
personality.
God,
That
man!
is
Have
the
you seen the
worst.
newest episode of Have you seen the newest episode of Sword Art Online? Ugh, it's so awesome! It's the best anime ever.
Yeah,
Go away, please.
everybody is more than what they enjoy. That's not your
This is the
personality.
That's the mechanical one,
Yeah.
and this is the one that showed up like after the mechanical one finished its maneuvering.
Yeah, how
You
else
can
is
see that
anybody
they,
else supposed to? How is anybody supposed to interpret that any other way? That's bizarre.
uh, especially when the way that it was shot on film, like there's wings behind. It's like, guys,
Guys, please.
I believe in subtlety as much as the next guy, but this isn't subtle.
All right, but yeah, moving on. Point is, Olympics missed the mark and is ridiculously weird and sociopathically blasphemous. But whoever you are, we're happy with what you do. You know,
And speaking of Sword Art Online, why don't you go watch the original? Go watch Dot Hack. It's so much better.
why are we doing this? There's other things in the
because
news.
because it's funny.
Flame's gonna have a stroke when he listens to this. Where is? I'm surprised he's not here. You might actually have to just talk about this Tremaine business, and we'll get his 2 cents when he comes in. We've already blue balled everybody for 30 minutes. You might as well talk about it if we have an audience left. Are you gone? I think Trucker's got a phone call. All right. So yeah, I mean that's neither here nor there. The whole thing was a mess.
My Discord crashed.
Oh, okay. Are you back
Yeah,
now?
I think so.
So
Test.
it sounds that way.
Well, what I was saying before Discord said no was, it's the last thing I'll talk about on the topic,
Oh
but
no, we're not. We're moving on.
I will.
Talk about
No,
Tremaine.
hang on. This one's actually like a failure of the American education system.
Okay.
Because a lot of American, like I've seen a lot of people get upset over the woman carrying her own head during the opening ceremony thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, guys, that's Marie Antoinette.
Yeah.
Like
That's
she was French royalty and she did some really like not okay things and they cut her head off for it.
yeah. They're allowed to talk about their history however they want.
Like I've seen people say it's like it's a certain brand of I'm like, hey, it's really not. Now you're making Olympian leaps of logic, haha, but tis.
Yeah. No. They cut that lady's head off because she was a bad leader, and
Let them eat cake.
yeah, let them eat cake. Indeed. I wonder how many cakes she had after she went to the guillotine.
Funniest thing about the guillotine was the guy that commissioned the one to be built that they used.
Yeah. They gave.
Good old good old Mr. Robespierre. He's like, we need a device, and then he went to a fella and said, hey, Mr. Guillotine, I need something to cut the heads off of French nobility. And he said, I got you, fam. And then they eventually took the same guy, Monsieur Robespierre, and stuck his head in there too. He's apparently the argument, no, I am one of you, doesn't really work when the peasantry sees you as one of the landed gentry.
Yeah. They talk about a massive misfire. But yeah, tell us about Tremaine. You've been dying. Flames forfeited his right to talk about it until he comes in.
Well, Tremaine is back, and everyone's throwing around, the faked death thing, and y'all haven't really discovered why yet. But I mean, he did it for what he believes to be noble reasons. I know you were upset.
Yeah,
Mostly because you had to do more work involving the
yeah.
the
This
player cards, but
thankfully the slideshow has stopped being annoying, so it's gotten less awful. So I'm no longer like concerned about it, but I was very very irritated. But it's nice to have the card back. Your stats for him never changed, did it?
Uh, I think they did.
Oh, you'll have to get me the updated ones eventually, but not right now. It's fine.
Because I think I took, yeah, I think I took an increase for intelligence.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I took a 2 point increase for intelligence. I didn't take a feed or anything like that.
That's right. I'll fix that in a minute. But yeah,
I'll take a screenshot of these digits here and send it to you in a DM so you can fix it.
yeah, I was irritated. Hoax is irritated.
The
No,
best reaction came from Mark though.
that's because you're a sappy man.
No, I mean he's like, I fucking hate you, and I'm like, oh come on, you don't hate me. You love me. You know you love me.
Oh man. I mean, that was. It's nice to have Tremaine back. I'm happy with Tremaine. I had more. I think it was cool to have Deimos back, but I like Tremaine a little bit more personally.
All right, so you're not
Uh oh.
fine. Wait, wait.
OBS, please. Good. I cut the audio so that we're no longer listening to a stranger speak on on our show who did not consent to be here. Trucker, when you're back, just tell me so I can bring your audio back on to OBS. Sorry, I'm playing with gum wrappers. I shouldn't be doing that while I'm recording. That's my bad. It's been a long, long week last week, and, with bad news just comes, doing some stupid things, and I ain't thinking so many thoughts. Oh yeah, Tremaine's back. I was irritated. Hoax is not going to see the nobility in his reasoning for abandoning ship or whatever. Oh, I did get a DM. Oh, that's right. That's just his stats. Oh, he's muted. Okay, I can bring his audio back then. Oh, let me talk about something. I came up with a list in case I ever had to do this alone. I'll see if I can find something, just a quick one. A quick little topic. Oh, this will be fun. This will irritate my dad who listens to this on occasion. The best car in the entire world, and I'll pull this up for you so that you know what I'm talking about. Oh, that's right. The stupid movie came out, so now I have to have to be specific that I'm talking about a car now. The El Camino. That's right. The El Camino is the Cadillac of cars, according to Earl Hickey, and I happen to believe that. People tell me it's a redneck car and it's ugly. I don't think so. I think it's perfect. I love this thing. How do you not love that? That is like the coolest thing in the world. It's part car, part truck. What more do you want? And it's fuel inefficient as hell. What a great vehicle. Look how cool that is. How could you hate that? That thing is just sharp. That is a very awesome vehicle. See, look, somebody loved it so much that they kind of made it look like a Trans Am. Trans Ams are cool too. Look at that. How are you not satisfied with that design? That was Chevrolet's peak. Chevrolet should have stopped making cars when they made the El Camino because that was it. That was the peak of car inventions right here. This is a jarring segue, but I mean, we can't talk about Tremaine without Tremaine being here just between us. But yeah, I mean, how could you not like that vehicle? So cool, man. It's so tough looking. I bet they're fast. I saw somebody that had one once when I was delivering. Oh, some psychopath made a modern version. That's hideous. That is an ugly vehicle. I used to deliver pizzas and somebody had one when I was The guy that I was delivering to had an El Camino, and I wanted to stand there and talk to him for hours, but I had to get going. Look how great this is, dude. Such a great car. I don't know anything about cars except for what looks good, and this looks amazing. One day I hope to own one. I cannot wait. I haven't been looking for one recently. I gotta start looking again. I got a nice car though. My car's doing great. I love that thing. Breaking Bad Jesse's getaway car in Lego. That's awesome. Breaking Bad though, yeah, this will be another decent segue. Just pull it up just for the hell of it. See, Breaking Bad. Everybody's happy. I think my top five favorite live action shows of all time would not in any particular order, but I'd have to say Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, incredible shows. That 70s show is amazing. Love that. Not the later seasons, though. That one's kind of bad. Of course, True Blood. Absolutely love True Blood. I think I say the word true kind of weird. I don't know. That's the way she goes. I don't think that was five, but we're going to just stick with that list for now. Great shows. Go check them out. If you want a great animated show, the early episodes of The Simpsons are incredible. South Park's great. Once you get past the vulgarity, it's actually a really well meaning show. I like South Park. What other animated shows are decent? I'm not talking about anime because that causes a fight, and I'm not having that on my show. American Dad's got some entertaining moments. I wouldn't say it's like a top show, but it's good to watch. If you can get past the sea of nothingness on Netflix and you just directly search for Castlevania, that is peak TV. If I could find a physical copy of seasons, I think it's like 1 through 3 of Castlevania, I would buy that in a heartbeat. Let's see if we can pull that up. There it is. Castlevania, man. An absolute peak animated show right there. It ended.
Lies
It never
in your hustle, God.
overstayed its welcome. Anyway, Trucker's back. Trucker, please bring us back to Tremaine.
Oh, what? You don't want me to throw out my favorite quote from Castlevania?
Oh, go for it. It's thematically relevant.
It's it's when the priest is in the church by himself, and after he's inflamed the town.
Yeah.
She's she's an adulterous whole, that whole speech.
Oh yeah.
But then the demons actually show up. Lies in your house of God. And then he's like, I have the Lord's blessing. And then the demon's like, God hates you. But we love you. I love that entire episode.
Everything about
'Cause
Castlevania was just so well done.
had that dude just not been a chode, like none of the stuff would have happened.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, stop being an asshole.
Incredible. 10 out of 10 show.
Very solid, well voice acted, man.
All right. With no more interruptions, please tell us more about Tremaine. Please. We've gone on every other topic but the one that we've been tiptoeing around.
uh, the idea behind Tremaine not dying was something that Flame and I discussed literally after that episode was done when we finished making it. And it was more along the lines of he's like, look, I know you're very attached to Tremaine, so your two options are either he dies right now or we come up with a compelling reason that he has to fake his death. Obviously, I can't really tell you what that reason is because
We've never discussed.
massive spoiler.
Yeah, we've never discussed that even in episodes that haven't aired yet.
But uh, Tremaine basically for his own personal safety, his own personal ambition, his own personal goal, decided that it would be best to, go along with it. And some things happened in the background that I can't talk about. But narratively speaking, uh, the events had to be moved, up a pace due to other events.
Unforeseen
Recent,
circumstances.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get specific. So, we just, thought it would be interesting to whip that out here.
I think this was a good placement for it.
And for any of the Deimos fans that may or may not be listening, I love and appreciate it. But if he doesn't come back, I'm not going to be heartbroken because of all the things that Deimos was the catalyst for and could be the catalyst for in the future. So it's very, to me, it's very fulfilling to know that I created a character that could be that impactful that I didn't play for very long. It felt good to me.
Yeah.
Felt right. Now I have to do math. Where's Chaos when I need him?
What do you need?
Because now I have to figure out exactly how much weight this load is because there's 3 separate stops. So it's 3 separate bills. And they all have a different amount of weight. So now I have to add all these totals together. You guys get at least a little bit of a glimpse behind the curtain of what it's like to be a truck driver for a few minutes.
Here, give me the amounts. I'll
Oh,
add them together.
I've got my calculator out.
Ugh.
4,418 plus 25,822. Damn it. 4418 plus 25,822 plus 4,013. 34,253 pounds of frozen stuff.
This is a new segment where we just do truckload math with, well, trucker on True Bants. I hope you like it. It might be a mainstay, even though he's typically off on Mondays.
Well, for the foreseeable future, I will not be off on Mondays.
I see.
And just the way that it works. And damn jury duty.
Woohoo! We love jury duty.
I know I said so in the episode, but man, like I missed being pulled by 10 digits. It was vaguely terrifying. You know?
I have a feeling that they're going to pull my number on a day that I absolutely couldn't make it, and I'd be furious.
Well, see, the thing about Colorado, there are no work exemptions. The state doesn't give a damn what you do for a living. You're going to go to jury duty whether you like it or not.
Imagine you have like major surgery you need to get to, and you and your surgeon have to like go to jury duty, sit next to each other.
Sir, my appendix is about to burst.
I have like, sir, we have like 4 hours before this gets critical. Can you please dismiss the both of us? No, I can dismiss one of you. You choose.
But sir, I'm the best surgeon in the country.
I love, I love bureaucracy.
Fucking hate bureaucracy.
So stupid. Pencil pushers. What a bunch of dicks. Oh man, what an episode. So we've so far talked about my one shot briefly, as which is only briefly because I can't get into to details for many obvious reasons. We've talked about how much the Olympic Game ceremonies has upset everybody on the planet, except for like
Yeah.
5 or 6 people who weren't paying attention. Then we talked about Tremaine. Then we didn't talk about Tremaine while I talked about El Caminos and TV. And then, and then we talked about Tremaine for 5 minutes and got to do math. Look at us go.
Sorry.
We've covered some ground. All right, we got like 9 minutes.
Going
We gotta end this one strong.
we're going to new heights.
Let's climb to a new height. We gotta come up with something good for like 10 minutes. We gotta end this one with a bang.
All right. How do you like the idea of the fact that I made your entire race and my campaign basically the speed freak obsessed hillbillies?
I think that's funny because Gray's for anybody that doesn't know, Trucker's campaign is based off of Starfinder, and I'm playing a Gray named Gary, and he's made the Greys, who are typically either a psychopathic killer race or just like a sociopathic do nothing boring race, and has we've
Super
turned them into like
super intelligent, but like they don't get involved. They're very, we're going to study the collapse.
yep. Instead,
But
we've
in my setting, they're just a bunch of fucking rednecks from the south. Who
hyper
boy, they managed to cover that distance in how long? Bet we can do it faster.
yeah, hyper intelligent rednecks with infinite resources.
Don't get
Gary's
me wrong, there are super smart grays in my setting, but they get talked down to by all the rest of them. Very idiocracy. Like if you've ever seen that movie.
well, you don't have to watch the movie. We're living in idiocracy.
Ain't that the fucking truth? Stick your hand in the device and it'll tell you what your aptitude is. Okay. Because I'm trying to go for a little bit of humor mixed in with a little bit of surrealism, simply because it's funny to me.
All right.
And what could be funnier than, taking your stereotypically hyper intelligent, telepathic race of aliens and turning them into, well, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
There we go. That's a great picture for idiocracy. Terry Crews, that one guy, and Luke Wilson sitting in the back of the mega chopper with the American flags. World heavyweight champion, whatever Terry Crews' name was, and also president. What a good movie. That movie was dumb. I loved it.
See, I like the humor in that movie, but it's a little too real now, just like Demolition Man.
Yeah, I did not enjoy how I felt after Demolition Man. I loved the movie, but it made me
Oh,
very nervous.
it's a fantastic movie, but you look at it and you're like, damn, did they have like a crystal ball to see into the future because man, this is uncomfortably accurate.
Wesley Snipes, of course, nails it. He was so cool in that movie. I wonder if they can do it. Yeah, here we go. Nope, not the memes. I want the Taco Bell.
No, see, Dennis Leary was my fucking hero in that movie. I want to go to a fast food restaurant and pound down a $2 greaseball cheeseburger. Why? Because this is America.
I love the Taco Bells and I love the Taco Bell so much. That is my favorite thing. If any restaurant wins the fast food wars, I will be thrilled if it is. Oh, AT&T Taco Bell. That's right.
Yeah, where this is a deconstructed taco.
It's
And
already becoming true with the Taco Bell Cantina nonsense.
I actually had one of, I think, the Cantina chicken burrito, and it wasn't bad,
No, it's pretty good. It's just
but just the level of pretentiousness, that they use to advertise it. Indulge in a Cantina chicken burrito. And I'm like, guys, it's just a burrito with some spicy shit in it. Like, this isn't anything new.
yeah. If anything from Demolition Man comes true, I would love to see the final two in the fast food wars be Taco Bell and Burger King because I'll be satisfied with whoever wins in that one.
So you've never had Whataburger, have you?
No, I had Jack in the Box because of you though. That was awesome.
Whataburger is an experience, but you don't go there for the actual burger. No, 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 no. You go to Whataburger to get a vanilla shake, and then your immediate next stop after that is McDonald's to get a large order of French fries.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
But you want fresh, hot French fries. None of that 30-minute old, slightly soggy French fry nonsense. No, no. And then what you do is you get back home, and in the privacy and safety of your own home, you take the lid off of that vanilla shake. Then you dip those French fries in that vanilla shake, and then you eat them. And it tastes like a donut.
See, I would never be able. I'd never be able to do that in the town I live in because the last two times I've gone to McDonald's, which I'm toying with the idea of going today still, even though it'll anger me to no end, but I swear what they do is on like they have their fries made a week ahead, and when they finish making their week long batch of fries, they leave them out in the sun somewhere. And then when somebody goes and orders fries, they just move the dumpster over and dig them up off the ground and go, "There we go, they're still hot." And they serve them to you. They taste like
Yeah.
petrified. They taste like petrified plastic. It is the nastiest thing in the world. The last time I had fries from there, it was the one time I almost had a Karen meltdown and drove down there. I was gonna make them eat every fry in that restaurant. I was furious.
Well, I mean, it would have been within your right,
I don't know why it got
right?
me so mad beyond the fact that that was the only part of the meal I really wanted was the fries. I was super excited about them and they tasted like they had made them when they first opened and I showed up in the afternoon, like late afternoon and I was just not having it.
Why are you being difficult to me? I just want to make this turn.
Well, before you create your next new platinum hit single, I feel like that might actually just be a pretty decent place to leave her.
I would say if I'm gonna
I guess we got
try to earn
we've got
try
six
to
more
earn some
minutes.
McDonald's, try to earn some McDonald's ad spot. The only menu item that has gone up in price that you don't feel angry about the price increase is fucking chicken nuggets. Because you can still get a 20 piece for like $6.
You could come on down to my house and talk to my mom about that so she can wring your neck. If you bring up the price increase of the McNuggets, my mom will have a full blown stroke.
She'll bludgeon me with something.
She'll want to. She'll think that you're an idiot. She every time
No, I
that we
mean,
talk about McDonald's,
don't
she
get me
goes
wrong.
nuts.
I distinctly remember when they were significantly cheaper, but compared to the price of, say, a McDouble, which used to be a
Oh,
dollar, and
I know.
they're now $3.29 or $3.99, depending on what franchise store you're going to.
You know what, McDonald's, you can keep your ad money. We're back in Taco Bell and Burger King all the
You see
way.
what you see what really irritates me about the whole thing though, with the crazy McDonald's prices? They're trying to like recoup some of their lost customer base by saying, "Oh, we now have the buy one for this price, you get one for $1 option." And I'm like, all you're really doing is showing us that you're, pissing on us without calling it rain,
Yeah.
because you're still saying it's the same food, we're just charging you more for it without, at least having the decency to admit, because the burgers are smaller. Shrinkflation, damn it. But you get a McDouble for $3.29, right? And then you can spend another dollar and you get another one for $1, which is what the McDouble used to cost. So you now have two McDoubles for, essentially $4. And it's like, okay, this is literally double the price for the same amount, for even when they were back when they were $1. So yeah, you're making us feel slightly better that we're not paying another $3.29 for another burger, but that doesn't change the fact that you've upped the price and I'm still paying $3.29 for a $1 burger.
If I could have just a quick second to have an old man yells at cloud moment, if I have to hear, I don't know what it is, but if I have to hear, are you going to be using our rewards app when all I want to, when it's already taken me like 15 minutes to get to the speaker box because you guys can't serve people quick enough,
are you
which is only a
are you
problem
gonna
at one specific location that I know of. But there was one time I just got off of work, I was starving to death, and it was already taking like 30 minutes to get. There was four cars in line, and it took 30 minutes to get to just to the point to order. And they're like, "Oh, it'll be a minute before you can order." I'm like, "All right, whatever." And they play the message. "Oh, are you using your rewards app today?" Because now it's an automated message. I didn't know that you could speak through them. But they're like, do you want to use your I'm like, "No!" Very aggressively. And then the person got on the intercom and they were like very obviously nervous. They're like, "Oh, sorry about the wait." I'm like, "Oh, great. Now I'm the asshole." I didn't know I didn't know that you were standing there. I wouldn't have screamed at you like that.
see the McDonald's close to my house? We didn't go to it while you were there,
Yeah.
but it has two lanes, right? But they feed into one lane.
Yep.
So they're creating congestion while trying to solve congestion, because that's a very busy McDonald's. Because there's a school literally right behind it, and then there's a college like a mile or two down the road. But they do the same thing, except they don't ask if I'm going to use my rewards app. No, 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 no. They ask, are you using your app to order today? And I'm like,
Does it
no.
look like it? I'm in your drive-through.
If I was using the app to order, why would I not come inside if I want the full experience?
Right.
I'm coming through the drive-through because I don't want to fucking deal with people.
I almost caused an accident in one of the double drive-throughs at a Burger King because I was in school and I was very angry that I was just angry that I was at school and I didn't know there was somebody in the other lane. I thought that it was closed. I just wasn't thinking about the functionality of a double drive-through. And I placed my order and the other guy had finished a hair before me and got his total, I stomped on the gas and got ahead of him. I'm like, "You're not getting ahead of me, dickhead." And he looked confused. He just kind of like threw up his head, like, "What is wrong with you, dude?" And I started thinking about it. I'm
I'm
like, "Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me. I got
I am
problems."
one I am one bad encounter away from turning into that guy from the movie Falling Down.
You better believe it. I hated going to school. School sucks, man. Just an absolute awful place to be. I've never been good
my
at it.
school my high school was okay. Uh it suffered as every high school does from the general clique activity,
Yeah.
you know. But I was in the smallest clique because there weren't a lot of nerds, geeks, and anime dudes. Well, what we would eventually call weebs at my school, but I was in that group simply because I was too nerdy to deal with the cool kids. But there was one guy, I won't say his name, but we called him Morpheus
Oh, I remember you telling us about Morpheus.
because Morpheus came to school. Did not matter if it was, early summer or late spring, did not matter. He always came to school in a black duster with a computer bag, and he was allowed to have a computer because he was on it somewhere. And we just called him Morpheus, and he fucking dug it. Like this kid was 13, 14 years old, writing Linux programs, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, no, this was when I was in college, so it's even less excusable because I was an adult trying to race in a drive-through.
We're gonna do 11s in the McDonald's drive-through.
I'm getting through this. I want to get back to school so I can eat. All right, it's been an hour. I think the flame's not showing up, and we don't want these to run too long. Thanks for sticking with us through every bizarre
Thick and
topic under the
thin.
sun. Yes, thick and thin, sickness and health, rich or poor, we're here for you.
Till demonetization do us part.
Well, till DMCA strike, just yeah, just simple strikes do us part. And once we get our third strike, then it's lights out. All right,
Supposedly.
supposedly, allegedly. All right, adios, everybody.
Bye.